Hi everyone, welcome back to Law with Dunk the Law Guy, and we're on day 12 of the Case a Day series, where at least from Monday to Friday I will go over legal cases relevant to criminal law, tort law, contract law and the English legal system. For day 12 I'm going to continue with the rules of causation, but move on now to step 2 of the rules of causation, which is to establish whether the defendant's conduct, i.e. act or omission, was the legal cause of the victim's outcome, result, consequence, i.e. death or injury. So in today's video, I'd like to cover what legal causation is, along with the test for it, and how legal causation was proven in a case called R v Cato 1976. However, please go to the day 10 recording if you need to learn more about an introduction to causation. Where the defendant's conduct is held to be the factual cause of the defendant's death or injury, step 1, the prosecution must then prove legal causation, step 2. The test to determine if the defendant's conduct is the legal cause of the victim's death or injury is that the defendant's act or omission must be deemed to be the substantial and operating cause of the victim's death or injury. Substantial and operating is a little misleading because in law it actually has a low threshold. It's quite easy for a defendant's conduct to be the legal cause of the victim's death or injury because the defendant's conduct must be more than a minimal cause, and I always tell my students to add in that it need not be the sole cause of the victim's death or injury in order for it to still be a substantial and operating cause. Be aware though that unlike with factual causation where legal causation is proven, we now have a link or an imaginary chain, i.e. the chain of causation, which connects the defendant's act or omission to the victim's consequence. And for the defendant's act to be the legal cause of the victim's death or injury, the defendant's act has to simply amount to a more than minimal act. This comes from the Latin term de minimis and how the defendant's conduct must be more than de minimis. In R v Cato 1976, the defendant and victim both prepared a heroin injection for one another and injected each other too, and the victim died. Here the defendant committed an unlawful act as step 1 of the actus reus of unlawful act manslaughter by administering a noxious substance under section 23 of the Offences Against the Person Act 1861. And it is true that the victim died not just because of the defendant's injection, but due to other injections too. However, the defendant's injection was still a more than minimal act, even though it wasn't the sole or only cause for it to be a substantial and operating cause of the victim's death. Hence, legal causation was proven. And that's it for today. Thank you from Law with Dunk the Law Guy, and I'll see you tomorrow.